live right here on Facebook and YouTube. We are at the Extreme Couture GI Foundation's Ride for Our Troops right here at the R Bar in Davenport, Iowa. We're going to be going live all night. This shindig goes from 6 to 10 p.m. There's a lot of things we've got going on here tonight, but the bottom line is we're raising money for veterans. And what better way to do it than right here in the Quad Cities with some wonderful people at a wonderful establishment. And speaking of wonderful people, I can't think of a better person to kick this thing off with than with Bam Pustanek, right?
Pastelnik, yeah.
Pastelnik,
Close.
so
That's
close. I got the Bam part right.
You did get that right.
Local legend from across the river, a Quad City favorite. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I read the material right. You are the Midwest ambassador for the Extreme Couture GI Foundation.
Correct. Yes, Nicole Hempel and I both are.
Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you.
I thought it'd be fun to kick off the show with you tonight. So how do you even get involved with Randy Couture and his foundation? I understand it goes way back, so take me back, Bam.
All right, it does. It goes way back to 1991. I was wrestling at Northern Iowa, and Randy was at Oklahoma State. And we wrestled at the U.S. Open, which is the national championships for all levels, all ages. There's no age limit. And him and I both happened to win the national championships that year. So we went to the Pan American Games together and a couple other international tournaments, and we roomed together. So he was a lot bigger and stronger than me. So that's one of the reasons why I have the love for country music, because he made me listen to it when we were in the dorms.
Okay.
Yes, it was so far back that we actually had our Walkmans plugged into the speakers. Do you remember those days?
Sure.
You probably don't remember those days. You're young.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an early 40s kid, so.
Yeah. I'm in my upper 50s. So, so back in the day, so we started listening to country music together, and we, when you're training together, 3-4 times a day, 8 hours a day, you become brothers real quick. And we did that for several years, and we became really good friends, and he was in my wedding, and we trained for the Olympics together, and then we both fell a little bit short, but we remained friends. And then I went my direction into my profession and education, and Randy decided to take a different turn and go into UFC fighting at that time. So we stayed in contact, and I followed him, and I'd go out to Vegas and watch his fights and stuff. And as he was getting closer to retirement, he decided that he wanted to start this Extreme Couture GI Foundation, because he spent 6 years in the Army. He was stationed a lot of times in Germany. But he didn't have to go to any wars, but he saw a lot of his close friends go to wars. So he knew what they dealt with when they came back.
Sure.
The struggles of trying to get back to civilian life. And it's difficult. It's like a professional athlete that's been on a pedestal their entire life, and then all of a sudden they retire and they're no longer on the pedestal.
I've never heard anybody draw the parallel, but you're so right. It's one extreme to the next, right? They're both like a high-intensity way of life, and then all of a sudden the intensity gets lowered way down. It's like, how do you cope with that?
Right, and that's exactly right, the way you put it, and your entire life, you're, up here, for everything, from the moment you wake up, and then all of a sudden you retire or you get out of the military, and everything's like level. So Randy also has another foundation called Merging Vets, and him and Jay Glazier do a great job with it, and there's other people involved, but they get veterans together in big cities, and they come together and they work out, and they do all this activities together. They'll go on hikes, they'll go on little, things together, and then they sit down and they talk. And they talk about the struggles of life. What are you going through? What are you going through? And, all of a